Good morning, good evening, or good night, wherever in the world you are, whatever time of day you're watching this. Hope you are well, and welcome to the launch of FFTV, Forest Fan TV. Hope you guys are well, and as I mentioned to you, pretty much the whole week, we've had some big news that we've been brewing up. So much time and so much crazy hours and work has gone into this, and this is going to be a full scale change for your experience on YouTube. We brought the best of the best onto this channel. We've asked you guys what you want to see, how you want to see it, and the different type of content you want to have. We are creating something here that is just going to entertain, hopefully, and provide the content that you guys all want to see it, be it watch-alongs, be it interviews, be it fan forums, be it vlogs, be it whatever it is, it's all going to be here for you. And over the next few weeks and months, we are bringing so much content to you that will cover anything you like. So, as I've always said, the whole desire for me when I started this YouTube channel was to bring more profile to Forest on YouTube, to make sure that there was variety there, that there's always something new for you guys to watch. And this is the start, and this is the launch of it. And I'm so excited to do it. I can't wait to see how it develops. And of course, it all comes from your guys' support and your guys' feedback. So I still ask you now, as the new content starts to drop in, please keep feeding back to us, because this really is, and our strapline for FFTV is for the fans, by the fans, and we really do mean that. So the content, when it comes out, we want to know what you like, what you don't like, what you want to see changed. We're also going to be bringing a lot of technology into the content to really bring up Forest's profile to match those other fan-based channels on YouTube from other clubs. We are really going to push this really hard. So thank you for bearing with me over the last 2 days. Wolverine is dead. That channel has been closed. And in its stead, if that's even a sentence, is FFTV, Forest Fan TV, to really help give us a big presence on YouTube. I want to start, of course, by saying hi to all the lovely people in the chat. And we will be bringing on all our experts, all the team that makes up FFTV tonight. So you will get to meet them all. They'll explain to you the roles and the things that will be coming in the future. So as always, guys, if you are new here, please do subscribe to the channel. Give us a quick like if you're enjoying the future, hopefully, of Forest on YouTube. And let's get into it. And let's say hi to a few of you guys. Oh, God, where do we start? The comments are absolutely crazy. Keith, it's fantastic to see you. Hope you are well, mate. Hope your health is in good stead. And I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas yesterday as well. James, loving seeing you here. I'm so tired, guys. It's been a long week. Good to see you here as well, mate. Stoney, good to see you. It was because that's it. I couldn't handle, especially as Wolves won today. Enough was enough. Noah, how are you? Can't wait. Start it. Me and Grandad. Oh, go back home. I didn't quite catch the end of that one. Can't wait. Start it. Me and Grandad Liam are buzzing. Good to have you both here. Hope you are both well. Robert, yeah, we are still live. We are still live. I did give you a little clue at the end of the trailer yesterday. A little clue. Michael, good to see you. Can I get a shout out to my wife, Kalina Topham, for being the best wife ever? She surprised me with FIFA 23, as well as an abundance of Forest merch on Christmas. Michael, me and you need to have a game on FIFA, and I'll show you the ropes. I am a top 100 FIFA player. Jason, how are you, buddy? Come on, FFTVers. Let's have it with the Cluffy emoji. There's so many fantastic messages in there. Mark, good to see you. What's all this? We'll have no trouble here. This is a local channel for local people. Hey, Forester International, and we really want to raise their profile on there. Sharky, good to see you. Well, hello. I really did think something was up. Hi, all. Hi to you, Sharky, and hi to everyone else. We got so much to get through today. Let's read 3 or 4 more. We'll go to Adam. Can't believe Wolves won a game. Can't tell if that was a good or bad, as they beat Everton, who are 4th bottom. For me, any result we could have spun in our favor. We'll get into that today. But any result in that game would have suited Forest. But I prefer that result because Everton haven't pulled away. Misky, lovely to see you. FFTV, nice. And then one more comment. Let's bring up one more. Look, no hands, no hands. Adam's saying, I want to see someone slap Goldbridge with a fish. We are going to talk about Goldbridge again in a little bit, and also all the other Man U fan channels on YouTube, because I got real issue with a lot of what they are saying and doing. What I want to start now, though, is to introduce you to one of our first shows that will be coming on. And I'm going to bring on the guys who will be hosting that show. And this show is something that's going to happen post-match. So on the following day, because this is a fan channel for the fans, we're going to be getting you guys coming on as well and talking. But we need some great hosts for this one. And I've handpicked them because they are the best of the best. They give their opinions. They talk like fans. They go to the games. They have good knowledge. They're nearly, they're a bit older than me. I'm 21. They must be mid-20s, I think. But what we want to make sure is that you have a platform for you guys to come on and let us know and let the world know really what your thoughts are on Forest, how it's going and everything. So each of these shows will come at a specific time so you guys can get used to a format. What we want to have here is some consistency. We want to have something that you guys can almost set your clock to so you know when it's happening. So one of the shows you will be seeing post-match will be called The Locker Room. And that show is going to be hosted by none other than, let's bring him on, drum roll please. We have Megaphone Man. How are ya?
I'm good. How's everyone else? How are you, Wolverine?
Mate, the chat's looking fantastic. I'm good. I'm glad the reveal is done. We can get on with this project, man. How you feeling about all of this?
I'm excited. I can't wait to get going. Let's get the fans in. Let's hear what the fans have got to say. That's what it's all about. It's a chance for you guys to call in, video chat, talk about anything Forest that you want. We'll also have guests from time to time. I'm working on a few behind the scenes, some exciting guests. So, yeah, it's all good. Looking forward to it.
Fantastic. And let us get your co-host on. Your co-host will be none other than Lemmy himself. Lemmy, have I caught you off guard?
No, we're all good, mate. How are you?
Good, mate. Good. Let me tell the guys how you doing.
Yeah, I'm all good. I'm waiting until we get at least 100 likes on this kickoff reveal stream before I do a face reveal here. I mean, I'm currently at the in-laws celebrating Christmas, but there was no way I could miss this reveal for the world. So I'm so glad to be part of this channel and what we're going to be doing. I know we've done a lot of prep for this, and we've got a lot of plans coming up, so I really can't wait to kick it off.
Absolutely. So, boys, do you want to talk a bit about how the format of the show will work when it kicks off, so the guys in the chat get a bit of an idea about it?
Yeah, so it's going to be me and Megaphone Man. We're going to be running a stream pretty much on this channel after every single game, and the main premise of it is going to be me and Megaphone. We'll hopefully have some guests lined up for every single one. I know we've already got a couple in the pipeline for games coming up. And then it's just going to be inviting anybody on to say their piece. We want to get everyone to be able to tell their opinion on the game of what's just happened, how they felt it went. If there are any key moments, we want to try and get that and get their opinion on it. And it's just an invite to anyone to talk about Forest or the team that we've just played. We'd quite happily welcome any of the opposing fans on. And we just want to create somewhere where we can just talk about Forest and talk about the games that we're in. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, and we will be, as let me just mention there, we will be bringing on opponent fans as well into that show, so that they may, if I'm right, Megaphone Man, maybe they'll stay and take questions as well from the fans. So there's that fan interaction with that.
Yeah, that's what it's about. This is for the fans, as Lemmy rightly said, was to get their opinion across. But also fans can ask people questions as well, because you might have a dying question that's been bugging you for a long time, but people you don't necessarily normally get access to, you'll be able to speak to them and you'll be able to talk to them. You'll be able to ask us questions as well. And it's something for you guys. It's like a little hub. It's the locker room for you guys. Locker room talk, let out your feelings, let it go. And that's it. That's what it's about.
Yeah, and it will be. And I think the thing that we want to stress to the chat and to everyone watching this later on is that it's your opportunity to talk. So you'll be coming on here. The host maybe will be asking Megaphone and Lemmy will be asking you some questions, but it'll be a chance for you guys to get on and have your say. You won't be interrupted too much, but it will be good to hear what you guys are saying on that. And that will be I think the easiest way to say it is +1, isn't it? +1 at about 8:30 p.m. That's when we'll be hosting those shows. So make sure once you've watched the game that you're on here ready to discuss your opinions. I'm looking forward to it, and we'll be kicking off the first show on Wednesday, won't we? At 8:30.
So fresh time will be Monday, but as the time of year it is and what's happening.
Absolutely. So Wednesday, guys, 8:30, get ready. We'll want you on here and we'll be discussing Forest victory over Manchester United. So that's one element. We're going to bring on a new element to the show as well. What we're going to bring is a lot of interaction with what's happening on match days. Obviously, we've had the watch-alongs, and the watch-alongs have been one of the most fantastic. Well, I enjoy nothing more than a watch-along with you guys as well who can't make it to the match. But what we're going to do with that watch along is we're going to be bringing in live from the City Ground what's happening on the match day. So us people who can't make it to the match day will be able to be part of that atmosphere and get the buzz of what's going on in the City Ground. There'll be vlogs coming out with it. There'll be interviews and there'll be all kinds of stuff. And this is going to be spearheaded by our next two members. We're going to bring them on for you now. Dino, how are you, mate?
How are you?
Good to see you. Looking good in your red there, mate. And you will be with Simon. Simon, our match of the day expert, celebrating with Morgan Gibbs-White, that beautiful first goal of his. How are you boys doing?
Yeah, all good, mate. All good.
Brilliant. Yeah, really good. Really excited for this project. A lot of planning gone into this. It's really good.
Yeah, absolutely. It's do you guys want to, because you guys we've been working obviously in the background quite a lot, but in terms of in front of camera time on the channel, maybe a good idea just to give the viewers a quick intro on each of you, and then we'll talk about exactly how it's going to work and what you're going to be bringing on. So Dino, you want to take it away first, matey?
Yeah. Our section of this is called High Press, and it's everything to do with the press. So we're going to be behind the scenes with the cameras more and more and more. We're going to be doing remote interviews with Forest fans all around the world, famous Forest fans, get inside the club in terms of the people that are just away from the top level, you know, the first team and the manager and things. Just get a little bit more about the youth teams, the women's teams, the U23 teams, and just produce a lot more content. That content's going to be available in long form and in short, bite-sized form for interludes within the other streams. So, yeah, looking forward to it.
Fantastic. So there's going to be so much coverage, because what we believe in here, and I'm sure you guys as well in the chat, and drop a like so we know it's something you'd like. We want to know about what's happening with these younger players that are coming through. Like Swan scored again today, for example, didn't he, out on loan? And we want to know what's the talent coming through for Nottingham Forest. How's the future looking? How's the women's team doing? We've got to raise all these profiles that are linked with Nottingham Forest as well. And we're going to have Dina, we're going to have Simon, we're going to have a couple of the other guys working in the background as well who will do this. But more importantly than that as well, Simon, you're going to be doing a lot of the work on the actual match days as well, aren't you? So Simon, do you want to introduce yourself to the guys and then kind of talk about what you're going to bring to the table on the match days?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. So yeah, as Wolverine said, so I'm going to be sort of your boots on the ground. So yeah, really on the match days, home and away, really getting that sort of fan experience, getting that pre-match build up, getting all of that sort of atmosphere to you guys in your homes. So we're gonna have cameras, we're gonna have microphones. We're gonna go around, we're gonna talk to fans, we're gonna take footage, match day vlogs, that sort of stuff. So yeah, really getting that sort of our sort of purpose is really try and get that sort of match day experience, into people's homes, especially for the fans that can't make it to the games. We're really going to show you sort of like the behind the scenes, like different parts of the city ground we're going to visit. We're going to go into sort of different bars, chat to different fans, get the real fan opinion on, things like lineups, the result. We can talk to fans after the game, find out how people were feeling. So yeah, it's going to be really exciting. It's not something that the channel's done yet. So yeah, really excited to get started with it.
Yeah, and what we're looking to mix in as well, and we're probably going to be starting this, I think the Chelsea game is when this will start to happen, is there'll be kind of live videos coming in from Simon where we'll probably start the watch along a bit earlier so that we can get you guys feeling what the atmosphere is like. Chelsea's going to be huge. Scarpini potentially making his debut. It's, after we've just beaten off the back of beating Man U, can we get 2 wins in a row against Chelsea? The atmosphere is going to be absolutely electric. So it's going to be so much fun. And we will be able to bring you guys who can't make it to the match that experience, those talks, those interviews and everything in the build up to the match, as well as full vlogs following the match as well, which is going to be absolutely fantastic. So Chelsea, for the ones of you who are interested in the vlogs, is where we're going to start it off. Of course, tomorrow is the big one against Manchester United. We're going to talk a lot about that in a little bit, so don't go anywhere as we cover that. But let's touch a bit more on the vlogs, and let's bring on some of the older faces here that I'm sure a lot of the fans are aware of. We got ourselves, and yes, it wouldn't be FFTV if I didn't have to beg and pray for the grumpy old Reds to come in. We've got someone called Forest Ant. How are you, mate?
I'm good, thanks. I can't understand why I'm a grumpy old Red, you fucker, but no.
And we got Sense.
How you doing, guys?
Fantastic.
I've been trolling the chat. Sorry, Simon F and everybody else have been trolling you guys on the chat, but we had to make a big entrance right at the end, didn't we? Because you would have been bored with us otherwise, so we said keep us till the end, mate. But yeah, great to be on, mate. Great to be part of this. Thank you so much for including us all. This is all of us together, mate. This is an amazing opportunity for us to do something for you guys, the fans. So most of all, give us your suggestions. Hope you enjoy what we've got planned, but this channel will ever be evolving, and it's only going to evolve with the help of you guys watching. So please get involved and give us your suggestions for what you'd like to see from us.
Absolutely. I think I want to touch a bit on the vlogs before we talk about the other stuff that we will be doing. So because we want you guys involved in it a lot, and what we think that no one's taken advantage of is kind of the formatting of the vlogs and kind of making it more interesting, seeing new faces really, because the Forest fan base is huge and we want everyone to be involved in this. So what we're going to do, we're going to be setting up checkpoints around the city ground, both for the Forest home fans, and we'll also be arranging for away fans that we'll go and talk and meet to, because I think, wouldn't you agree, Ant, getting the perspective of the away fans coming to the city ground after 23 years, potentially some of them have never been to it before, getting their opinions on how they're feeling and what it's like as a different fan coming on to the city ground.
Yeah, from a personal point of view, I don't know how the rest of the guys feel, but I'm kind of almost more interested on match days, more interested in the away fans' experience of what our ground is and what our crowd is and what our team is. So I'm always interested to get to know their opinions on us. We know ours, so it's nice to get opinions from other fans, and I've always found that quite fascinating. And they're often quite happy to tell you, you know. So that's something I'm really looking forward to on match days. I mean, I personally can only get to home matches. I can't get to away matches, but I'll certainly be there for every home game. And I think that'll give us an added dimension to the channel by interviewing away fans on match days.
Yeah. And that's going to be part of it. And really, let's just bring Ez back on. We got rid of him quickly there. Yeah, that was the shortest lived new job, mate, ever. It was like 2 minutes on. And we'll be getting Lee as well. Megaphone Man and Simon as well at the home matches. So Megaphone Man, you'll be around with the chaps, won't you? Kind of building up the atmosphere and everything.
Yeah, I'll try my best. I'll be having a few beverages in between, so I'll see what I can do. Yeah.
Fantastic. And where are you guys going to be kind of pitching up so that maybe the fans watching in, say for the Chelsea match, know where to find us and everything? Ez?
All right, so I was going to pass on to Andy. Yeah, for the Chelsea game, guys, we're looking to start off at the Forest. What they call
Oh, no, he's got a TV on.
The fan zone.
The fan zone round the back of the Brian Clough stand. So anybody wants to come and say hello, please meet us down there. We should be there by 12:30, 1 o'clock. So come and meet us down there. Me and Ant will be there. Hopefully, Sai and the others will come and join us. But we'd love to get your views. This is about you guys, so make the match day experience more interactive. Those who can't get to the games, obviously, tune into Wolverines watch-alongs, and we'll be hopefully eventually interacting with the whole show. But it's really important that you guys give us your opinions. The fans are what it's all about. This whole channel is about you guys, so please get involved.
Just before you jump in, and just a quick question from Jolly Ollie. If you were subscribed to Wolverine before, you should still be subscribed to here. But so it has transferred over, but the Wolverine channel is officially closed. As I said, it would be yesterday. But so if you haven't subscribed, please do. And if you haven't already, please do hit the like button. We're on 83 likes already, and there's still so much more to tell you about what's coming up. And you wanted to jump in there.
Yeah, no, I was just going to mention that, Ez is quite right, on normal match days, sort of Saturday match days, we'll be at the fan zone around 1 o'clock. But obviously, the match against Chelsea is a later kickoff, so I think it's 4:30 kickoff. So we'll probably be there around 3 if anybody wants to come and say hello.
I'll be there at 1. No,
Ez is committed, mate. He'll be there at 1. Yeah.
You get there at 1, I'll meet you at 3, mate.
Dino, did you have something you were going to...
Yeah, I saw a comment earlier from Stone the Third saying, is Wolverine the main host of the channel or is it shared? From my point of view, I've seen how hard Wolverine works on the channel, pretty much single-handedly, other than the guests and obviously the big input that Antonez put in there as well. But yeah, it's probably still the leader for me of the channel, but we're all then supporting them with other chunks of channels and chunks of content to actually make his life a little bit better and easier, but most of all, like we've said already, more great content for the fans on here.
Yeah, just to touch on that, there will still be the Daily Forest news. We are about to go into the transfer window. That was so much fun over the summer. I've never seen a crazier transfer window than that. So we'll be having the daily transfer news as well. On top of that, from my side, the other stuff I will be doing is one-on-ones with opposition YouTube channels. So we'll be talking to other opposition, say for example Chelsea. We got someone lined up for the Chelsea game, but it won't be like you may have seen with other fans. Maybe West Ham have played Spurs or whatever, where it's all nicey, good luck to you, good luck to you. It's going to be proper fan talk. So I'll be basically telling this Chelsea chap how shit their team is, how Harry Potter isn't exactly waving his magic wand at them currently, just to give you guys a little preview. And I'm sure he's going to have a dig back about the 23 players that we've signed. So if that's the kind of content you like, that's what it's going to be. It's just going to be fans talking, no holes barred. None of us here are anything but Forest fans.
It's going to be real.
Sure. Yeah.
It's going to be real. None of this let's all agree with everyone else. No, we'll all have our own opinion, and that's what I like about this channel.
Absolutely. And that's the opinions that we want to hear from you guys. So if you're looking for something a bit more stale and stagnant, and maybe go somewhere else, but for here, it's going to be raw. It's going to be pub talk, really. It's probably the easiest way to describe it. And
Yeah, just a couple of comments in the chat. They mentioned Trent Nav. Yeah, definitely. I think Trent Nav will definitely get into the Trent Nav at some point.
Yeah.
And also, Rad Dad's mentioned TBI.
I'll be in TBI.
That's Megaphone Man's domain.
I'm always in TBI every game, near enough every game.
Yeah.
So I'll be there. People want to say,
Megaphone Man will be in the TBI. And certainly, Ez and myself, we'll definitely visit Trent Nav because,
Yeah, and the beauty is because we're covering the four corners of the city ground. So if you run into Megaphone Man or you run into Simon or you run into Ez or Ant, stop them, have a chat. We'll get your thoughts on camera and we'll get it all put together for the main vlog. Yeah. Or maybe if we've got everything synced up, it may not be by the Chelsea game. You guys will have to bear with us because we're spending a lot of money on equipment and upgrading everything. We're bringing so much new visual aids as well onto the screen. But, you know, the long-term plan is that we will be cutting live from the watch-along across to the city ground. Once we've got that set up, it's going to be absolutely amazing. But please bear with us as we're taking baby steps and learning all this as well. So hopefully it's going to be just one hell of an experience where everything you could want is on this channel. And hopefully you guys just keep feeding back to us. All these changes that we've been doing and that we're talking to you guys about now is based on what you guys have been messaging us and asking us for about it. Another thing we're going to have is we're launching a forestfantv.com website that will be coming soon. That will be a massive hub of information for you on Nottingham Forest, as well as a Discord server where you guys can interact with each other. Be it you want to swap tickets, or you just want to see some Forest news, or you want to be part of the giveaways, because we have a giveaway coming for you guys tonight as well. So make sure you stick around, and we'll be doing a giveaway later on as well. And did I interrupt you? Were you saying something?
No, I mean, you are going to mention Grumpy Old Reds at some point, aren't you? I assume we're going to move on to that.
We'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get there. Yeah. So that's from my end. So individually from me, you'll see the daily videos, the watch-alongs on away matches. I'm probably going to bring some of these boys in and we'll have some banter for the away matches. We fixed all the little issues from the test one we did the other day at Blackburn. So tomorrow, we're still sorting out what's happening tomorrow for the Man U match. You are not going to want to miss tomorrow's one because I am telling you now, if you're under 18, don't bother coming. The language is going to be horrific. Megaphone.
Just out of interest, that website, is it going to have a community on it so everyone can get involved in the website and talk to each other? And
yes, it will. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dino, you want to elaborate a bit on the website? Again, just to stress, the website is probably coming in the new year.
Yeah. I mean, the website really is no website ever sort of starts and ends. It's a continuous journey, really. So we'll be getting all of our footage on there. We'll be also getting some sort of fans' opinions on there. We'll have a community forum definitely on there with some mods on it. So anybody want to be a mod on that, just let us know. That'd be great. Can't leave everything to my. It's just a you know, and we, like I said before, we're really interested in getting the full Forest family around the world because there are so many fans around the world. It's unreal. So we really want to get those involved as well. Love you too, oh my.
Just a quick pick up on something that Sonny said there. Don't fall into the AFTV trap if you guys get popular of selling out for club access, but I'm sure you won't. Like we've talked about a lot of these things, and you know we're open and honest with you guys. Our ethos will not change. Yeah, if we like what we see on the pitch, we're gonna big it up. If we don't like what we're seeing on the pitch, we're going to call it out. If there's decisions that we like from management, refs, whatever it is, we're going to talk honestly about it. One thing that will not be compromised on this channel is our honesty and our ethics. If that reduces access from the access that we've already got, then so be it. Yeah, at the end of the day, our principles are more important to us than anything else. And building this community is more important to us than anything else. So that's the philosophy. So really good question. What I'm going to do as well, I'm going to put a little Q&A session in the chat for you guys to get the questions about anything. We've still got a few more things to go through, but anything else you want to discuss or ask us about, maybe it's a particular question you might have for Megaphone Man or Simon about what they're going to be doing. I'll get a quick Q&A going up and then we'll run through that as well. Ez and Ant, between you two, can you just talk about what we're going to be doing with the Grumpy Old Reds as well?
Go for it, Ant.
Well, I mean, what used to be called the Forest Forum, I think it was called, where basically Wolverine, Ez and myself were on shouting and swearing at people. That'll just continue, but it's rebranded to the Grumpy Old Reds because that kind of matches in with our podcast, which we'll also continue to do. So that show will continue. I think we're slating that for Tuesday night, I think it is. Anyway, it'll be a regular weekly spot, games permitting, and the three of us will be on there. We're hoping to have occasional opponent guests on when we can. But other than that, it'll just be an open forum for people. We'll give our views and then people can just ask us whatever they like. Yeah. And going back to what Wolverine said about compromise, I won't compromise. I mean, there's two ways of shutting me up about my views, and that is either physically gag me or cut me off. That other than that, I shall continue to give my views unadulterated.
Yeah, and yeah, touching on that, I don't think our fans would want it any other way, and we wouldn't want it any other way either. It was a discussion, but we know that what got us to where we are so far is the way we've been honest, our integrity. Basically, we haven't flip-flopped. We haven't changed our mind. There's nothing wrong with changing your mind, but we're giving our honest opinion when the timing's right. And some people like it, some people don't. But I think the majority of our fans appreciate it. Whether you agree or not, you appreciate the honesty that we portray on this channel. So yeah, keep looking out for more of that. The podcast's going really well, guys. If you haven't already listened to it, we've had 4 episodes so far. We're gonna record our 5th episode after the Man U game. Also, just
on that, Ez, Omar, if you could put the link up for the link tree. This link tree, just keep referring back to it. Everything will be updated on for all the links you need there. It's slightly out of date currently, but we'll be getting updated. But the podcast links are on there as well. So we'll get that pinned up into the chat as well for you guys. Sorry, Ez, carry on.
Yeah, for podcast. So we've also got plans for the podcast to give something back to our members on the channel as well. So there will be a link between that and giving you some live podcasts as we're filming them. But yeah, if you haven't already tuned into them, we've got 4 episodes so far. We're going to record our 5th episode after the Man U game. And hopefully, guys, you enjoy what you hear there because it's unadulterated. We should warn you that, we are what we are. We'll speak our honest truth. And if you enjoy it, please tune in and share our podcast as well. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And I was just going to say, members, we have not forgotten about you. All you members so far have been supporting this channel just out of love and kindness. And we have not forgotten about you at all. We will be adding members features on as well, starting with backstage passes to the Grumpy Old Red podcast. So when we record that, you will get to hear all the bloopers, all the bad language, or the cutout scenes, and we'll be recording that live only to the members. And that will start after the Manchester United game tomorrow. So we'll be recording that. I'll put a link out to the members as well so that you can do it. On top of that, anyone watching in the watch along who's a member, you will also get to see all the goals going into the net as soon as they happen as well. I'll explain more about that in tomorrow night's watch along. So maybe if you haven't got access to the match or can't go and you're watching along and we've got the virtual screen, but you want to see the goals yourself, members, you will get access to those as well. So that will be starting hopefully from tomorrow's game against Manchester United. So if you're not a member and you want to be a member, the lowest price we can set it to is what we've set it by YouTube, and that's for 99p. So please hit that join button down below. All the money to raise from this is getting pumped straight back into the channel just to grow it and grow it and grow it. We're not here to make money off this channel. We're here to just provide Forest with a platform and a voice, and more importantly, the fans with a platform and a voice so that you guys can be heard as well. So please do hit that join button if you're not a member already. And you members that are already there and have been supporting us, we appreciate you. Even if you're just here with a like and a subscribe again, and you're just here for entertainment, we're more than appreciative of your support. Ant.
Yeah, earlier on I mentioned that the Grumpy Old Reds will be predominantly the 3 of us, and we'll have guests on. Somebody in the chat has mentioned Rads. Rads will be one of our regular guests. We will rotate the regular guests, and Rads will certainly be one of them because we absolutely love Rads.
We want to get Rad's dad on as well.
And Rad's dad.
He's in the chat, isn't he?
You're watching, so you need to get your backside on here as well.
Yeah. And if there's anyone you guys want to see, now the reason we've split into 2 shows is for 2 reasons. The Grumpy Old Reds one that will be coming out later in the week, that's going to be more of a discussion between ourselves and a couple of panelists. And we want to keep it fresh for you guys so that you're not seeing the same faces week in, week out. So we're going to have like a rotation system going on there. But we're also going to be bringing people on to the locker room where obviously Megaphone and Lemmy will be doing it. And what that will give you guys is access to ask those people questions as well. So, for example, down the road, if we get maybe a player on or what have you, and they're open to the idea of speaking to the fans, they'll jump onto the locker room where that will give you guys access to speak to them. So that's kind of the plan, and that's why we split it up like that, just to make it more balanced and obviously fresh for you guys every week when you come in as well. Anyone wanted to jump into something?
Yeah, can we start ripping into Man United?
I've been told by my brother to take the sticker off the bottom of this glass. I'm trying to get that off. So you carry on. Slide, guys.
Well, Third Eye wants that. I need that pint glass Forest Ant. Looks epic, pal. Show it to the world. Hold on, Ant. Hold on. Let's just get you nice and big. There you go.
Go on, lad.
It's you put it in the freezer beforehand for an hour or so. And it's like a thermos kind of thing. I recommend it. It's very good.
Very nice, mate. Very nice. Cool.
My brother just said take the sticker off the bottom.
Hold on. We somehow lost Simon in that. I don't know what happened.
He's gone to bed.
He's past his bedtime.
About the viscosity of his glass.
But that's the other thing. That's the other thing we want to make sure we're covering for you guys is generational as well. So obviously we've got the likes of Ant and Dino, yeah, and then we've got the ones in the middle with Megaphone and Ez, and then we got the younger generation in our 20s with me and Simon. So what we want to do, we want to have
Dino with me. I think that's a bit unfair on
Dino. You look the oldest there, Wolverine. Amazing.
How old are you,
I'm not saying.
He's 24.
You above that or below?
What, 24?
Well, all right, let's be politically correct about this. Let's say those of us who remember the European days in one bracket, yeah. Then we got those ones who remember the Premier League days in the other bracket. And then those of us that remember the championship days, and look at that for timing. Back he comes.
And then Wolverine.
You know what? People have said he's deluded. I've always denied it, but no, they're right.
Then Wolverine. We've got people who can't remember anything, and that's Ant.
Yeah, exactly. He can remember from 30 years ago. Cool. Okay, so that's not even most of what we're bringing, but I don't want to bombard everyone with everything at one time. What I really want to do is get started. And I want to get started by talking about tomorrow and the scum that is Manchester United. Yeah. Simon, I want to bring you in first on this one. Are you going or not going, mate? Have you made your mind up yet?
Well, Ez is going, isn't he? Yeah, I'm not going, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Okay. Talk to me about Manchester United.
I had a ticket, but my missus is dragging me to this family gathering, so it's more trouble trying to get out of that than it's worth. So
I know it's changed to Old Trafford now.
So, Si, this is your first.
Talk to his missus, and he can go.
Well, I have to work on it, mate. But yeah, I got it.
Simon, is this your first Manchester United versus Forest match
in the Premier League?
No, full stop.
I think full stop. To be honest, yeah.
I guess the question is, do you remember the 8-1 or not? Were you born for it? Because that was the last one.
When was that? 99.
I remember that.
No. I was like 2 years old.
Oh,
it wasn't nice.
Yeah, we're not talking about that tonight. We're talking about what's coming tomorrow. So, Simon, how are you feeling about this one, mate? Because you've seen Man U, the way they cheat, the way they've won nothing, spent $1.5 billion, still won nothing, mocking us for spending 150 million. How you feeling about this one? And before you do, huge shout out to Bobby, $10 super sticker. You absolute legend, Bobby. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Yeah, Sai, how are you feeling about this one? Are you nervous? Can we win it? What do you think?
Well, to be honest with you, mate, like I've been getting more and more fired up during the week. The amount of disrespect I've been seeing from Man United fans. They think this is just going to be an absolute walk in the park. They've Goldbridge is on there going 3-4 5-0 whatever, their crap team. I've checked out some I've been seeing stuff on social media. All the Man United fans, no respect to us at all. Who the hell are Nottingham Forest? Look at us with our shiny new toys, Anthony or like Rashford, all these players. But yeah, as you said, mate, like has there been a bigger underachiever than Man United? In sporting history, the amount of money they spend, and they still moan about the Glazers, all dividends and all this nonsense. What do you want to spend 2 billion? You want to waste 2 billion? Is there 1.5 billion or wherever it is? Like, yeah. So I've been getting more and more fired up, mate. Like, we dare to spend 150 million, the cost of 2 of their players, and we get so much abuse for that. Or not abuse, but stick from opposition fans, opposition teams, the media, for spending money buying players that we actually needed, unlike Man United. So yeah, I've been getting more and more fired up, to be honest with you. I really, really hope we do something. I just hope we put up a fight. We go to Old Trafford, don't get intimidated. Put up a real fight. Because we can beat them. Who have they got in defence? They've potentially got Casemiro,
Maguire
filling in at centre back. Well, yeah, and some of the fans don't even want him. Most of the fans don't even want their £80 million centre back to play. They want to shove Casemiro in the centre back, don't they? And then Scott McTominay can go and fill in the midfield. So we've got a real chance. We can hit them on the counter. We got lightning pace in our defence. We can easily hit them on the counter, and we can do something.
Lightning pace in our defence? Do you mean attack or defence?
Sorry. Sorry, spending too much time talking about Man United's defence. No, I meant the attack, of course. That front three with its pace. I think we can do damage to them tomorrow. But it's just about putting up that fight. It's just about not getting intimidated by a big Old Trafford. I mean, half of them are plastic fans anyway, aren't they? They're all tourists.
100%.
We'll probably outsing them.
We'll outsing them, mate. I've got no doubt about that. We'll outsing them tomorrow. 3,000 fans.
I remember Keno complaining about half of Old Trafford were there for the pies and the little corporate events,
The prawn sandwich. Was it prawn sandwich brigade?
That's it. Yeah.
Pies.
Dino.
Pies.
Pies.
Yeah. Sorry, I thought it was a proper football ground. I forgot for a second. Dino, you were with me when we saw, which we won't talk too much about, but the Man City away game. Unfortunately, we were both there, licking our wounds.
Yeah.
What do you expect is going to happen tomorrow? Because I don't know if we can call Man U a big club anymore. I don't consider them a big club. They just got a big ego. But it's a big stadium. Arsenal away, 5-0. City away, 6. Was this 6? I can't even remember. It was 6, wasn't it? Yeah, 11 goals, nothing scored. In another big stadium from a big ego club that are crap. What are you expecting tomorrow, Dino?
I think we've got a good chance of getting something out of the game at least. And after I saw Goldbridge's video, it actually escalated I didn't really hate Man United before, but I put them right under Derby now in terms of hatred. And it's for, and what I get sick of, Wolverine? I get sick of when you hear the fans, not all the fans, there's some decent ones, but when you hear them barking all the time about the fact that they're the greatest club in the world, they're the biggest club in the world, they're not. They're not. And they've not been for a long, long time. I mean, I remember going back 94, 95, I can't remember, to Old Trafford. I think it was 52,000 capacity there. I mean, it felt big then to me, and it's much bigger now. So I don't, at the start of the season against Newcastle and then the likes of Man City away, we were like rabbits in a headlight, weren't we? And I think we've got past that now, to be honest. Yeah. I think we've almost hit the bottom of the barrel where we've got past it and we're now, it's not going to bother us. So, listen, I've been critical of Cooper and the team selection, but it seems to be getting together now. Yeah. The formation seems to be getting better. are more consistent. The players seem to be getting a little bit more consistent. But, on the flip side, we've got a lot of games in 21 days. So he has to rotate that squad. So we can't play the best all the time or our pick, I think we've got a good chance, mate. I really do.
I'm filling me
And I
with
would love,
confidence.
if we went there, oh my God, it'd be like Kevin Keegan. I would just love it.
I'd love
it. And if Notts Forest, even
Notts
Keegan's
Forest.
at the Notts Forest.
Guys in the chat, how did you feel about if you didn't see that Belen Goldbridge on his video with the title Notts Forest? How do you feel? How does it make you feel when you see
Wolverine? It wasn't just Goldbridge. It was the official Man United page.
Yes.
They had it as Manchester United versus Notts Forest. I mean, this is coming from an official fan page. No, not official fan page. Official club page, which is just unbelievably disrespectful.
And they know it, don't they? Because obviously the whole playtime thing after Wolves, they did the little tweet, which I give them respect for it. It was good banter, in my opinion. But everyone knows it because Wolves knew it. So, Man U knew exactly what they were doing on there. But let's move on to Lee. Megaphone Man. How are you feeling about this one, mate? Because, in your age that you are, you remember the Premier League. You remember the 8-1 that we won't talk about.
That was
it was always tough when we played Man U. But I also remember when we went to Old Trafford, or should I say I've seen the reels on YouTube because I'm only 21, and Collymore scored and Pearce scored.
Yeah, I remember that.
What a day that was. Are we near that stage, or what are you expecting from tomorrow, mate?
No, I wouldn't say we are. I think we're missing a goal scorer, personally. I think we are missing a striker that's a goal scorer. But I think we go tomorrow with no fear. We've got nothing to fear. The pressure's on Man U because if they lose to us, technically it's embarrassing for them, isn't it? Because they're such a big club. You know what I mean? And they're expecting to roll over us and we're just little Notts Forest and this, that, the other, and all the other bullshit that they spat and Goldbridge or whatever the twat's name is. I don't even know his name. I just don't like him. I don't like
Goldberg,
him.
Goldberg.
That's why I don't even know his name. I don't respect him that much.
Fun fact, he's from Nottingham.
It's a fake name anyway. Yeah, but he's with
His name is Brent,
anyway.
His name is Brent Di Cesare. That's his name, Brent Di Cesare.
The fact is, he's from Nottingham.
Hold on, Brent Dipshit Zara, did you say?
Brent Di Cesare.
Brent Dipshit Zara, interesting. Okay, sorry, go on, Megaphone.
Yeah, we've got to go there with no fear, and we've just got to go to them. If we sit back, that's the worst thing we could do. We've got to attack them. Just go for them because I think they're fragile.
Yeah,
I really do. And obviously, we've had the break. They've had the break. We went in with good form. I don't know what their form was like. They
beat Fulham lastminute.com Fergie style. They lost
with their
Villa
wonder
just
kid.
before that.
With their wonder kid, the next wonder kid, wherever his name is.
Oh yeah, I know.
Garnacho or whatever his name. Yeah, Garnacho.
Straight through him, Ryan Yates, bam, tackle straight through him.
Just smack him, yeah.
Mate, can I just reel a list out to you of so-called wonder kids from Manchester United? Januzaj. Yeah, Malcado, wherever his name was. We got to taste that bit of pill, didn't we? You've got do you remember Bebe, the next Ronaldo? Yeah. There's a guy called Aubergine or something. Aubergine.
Mason Greenwood.
Overton.
Yeah.
Greenwood, yeah.
But no, I'll be there tomorrow, so I'll be watching it. I'll be making the long journey and
Megaphone with you.
Megaphone in hand. Hopefully they let me in. I've managed to get in other places with it, so it's coming anyway. So we'll see.
Fantastic.
How are they even fifth? I don't know. It's a poor league. I watched some poor games today, actually. That
Wolves game that frustrated me. A draw.
We cannot go down now. We can't now.
We're going to finish top four.
We'll have enough by the end of January. We will have enough to stay up.
I'm looking forward to that Southampton game.
Mm-hmm.
Looking forward to
that's
that.
big. Yeah, you're jumping the gun, mate. We've got still Tuesday to go through. And I really want to ask Ant something here. Ant, it is rumoured that Slabface may not be fit for tomorrow. If he's not, Casemiro is going to drop into defence, which is good for us because Scott Crappy McTominay would end up in midfield for them. Either way, for sure, we know Varane and the Dwarf aren't going to be playing in Martinez. Yeah. Should we see that as an advantage to us? Or is it something that, what do you think the mentality of the approach will be? One, what would you like to see the approach? Would you like sit back, counter attack? Would you like the game to be taken to them? And then what do you think Cooper's going to line up with this one as well?
Well, the latest information I've heard is that Maguire will be playing. It'll be Maguire and Lindelof in defence. That doesn't scare you. That doesn't scare me. Casemiro's a great player, but he's only one player. And I think Yates could perhaps get around him a little bit. Of course, I don't want us to sit back and soak it up because we've tried that and we're not very good at it. So I'd like to. We can't go gung ho, but we should at least be positive in our approach. I think we have the players capable of getting us a decent result. Naturally, I'm a little bit scared in case they do slap us because it can happen. But they've not played for 6 weeks. You know, they're not going to be gelled, that word. So there's a chance. To be honest with you, I really cannot tell you which way I think this game will go, because it could go either way. I can see us winning, yes, but you know we've only scored 1 goal all season away from home. That doesn't bode that well. We have improved. Touching on Goldbridge, I've quite enjoyed watching Goldbridge the last year or so because you know he loses it with how shit Man United are and how shit their players are. But all of a sudden, they win 2 games and they're the best fucking team in the world. And when I saw that Notts Forest thing, obviously that made my blood boil. I left him a little comment, made my blood boil. And I wasn't going to watch it at first, but then I thought, no, I'll watch it because, you know, I may be misjudging it. Obviously, he has a big team around him. Maybe he's not noticed that he's got the right. I think he must have noticed, but maybe he's not noticed. And the disrespect was out of this world. Now, as we say, Goldbridge is from Nottingham, just outside Nottingham. He's always been accused of being a Forest fan because of that. And I think he's like deliberately proving to his people that, no, I'm not a Forest fan by totally disrespecting us. He just said the crap, we're going to win by 3-4-5-0. He didn't even mention our players. To be frank, I don't think he knows what players we've got. Exactly. I don't think he knows. Didn't even mention our players. And I thought that was classless, absolutely classless. Whoever you are, if you're the best team in the world, which, by the way, Manchester United aren't the best team in the world. They're not the biggest team in the world. They're the biggest club in the world, commercial. Well, good for you. Good for you. You've got Man United fans all over the world who just support Man United because they're Man United. Not because they love Man United.
Well, they have some of the biggest debts in the world, don't they, as well? So
they're insolvent with all the debt that they've got.
Yeah, exactly.
They might be the wealthiest commercially, but
they can be the biggest club in the world. They ain't got the heart for their club that I've got for mine. I can tell you that.
Mate, they've not even been to Manchester, most of them. They've never set foot in the UK.
So they've got 500,000 fans in Brazil. What the fuck's that got to do with anything? What's that got to do with football? Got nothing. I mean, shit, you can sell more shirts. Oh, well done. You can sell more shirts so you can spend more cash on shit players.
Let's waste it anyway.
Stupid fucking wages that they pay. They've got players in their reserve side on £200,000 a week. We haven't. So they should. It's no big deal beating us. They should bloody well beat us. The amount of cash they piss up the wall. So good for them. I hope you enjoy it. But my God, I would love us to do something with them tomorrow. You know, and I think we can. I think we're capable.
We can get something from it if we don't sit back.
Yeah. They're not a great side, are they? Let's face it.
Are we trusting Cooper?
You know what? The height of hypocrisy. The height of hypocrisy. These fucking leechers. They've done nothing for the past 5 years except slam Manchester City because they bought the title. Like they never have bought the title, right? They bought Roy Keane offers for what was a record. Yeah, Cantona. So they've always paid massive transfer fees and massive salaries. So they have always bought the title. But they've slammed Manchester City for having these are the Qatar, what are their owners?
Arabs, yeah.
And now they look like they're getting one. Oh, we love it. We love it. We're going to get all this money. So now all of a sudden, everything they've been complaining about no longer matters. Well, isn't that weird?
Yeah. And let's not forget, even though they spent stupid money in the summer, I think they ended up spending more than us. They're already talking about buying Gakpo for 60 million in this window, as well as Felix.
Sorry, Spacebar's right. Yeah, they were slagging off Newcastle, and now all of a sudden, they want to piss in the same pot.
Yeah. And I've seen a few of the other fan TVs tweeting out saying, should we start worrying about Newcastle? You should have been worrying about Newcastle a long time ago. Ed, we got to bring you in now, mate. You've been too quiet for too long.
Right. I enjoyed listening.
Follow that, mate. Follow that.
Yeah,
how are you feeling about this? And go on. Have you say?
Anybody who knows me knows how much I hate United. They're just below Liverpool for me, and just above Derby. So that's my triumvirate of hate. But I can't, just for absolute hypocrisy and the fact that there's no self-knowledge at all. They can't even realize how hypocritical they come across, how they will slag every team off. They slagged us off for spending 140 odd million on our squad, and they spent more than that on 2 players. And this is the thing, they turned some of the best players in the world into absolute shite. They overpay for the sake of overpaying, just because they can. And it's ridiculous. Anthony, what did they pay for him? 80 million?
90 million euros, mate.
Oh. Fucking step over merchant.
Yeah, exactly. One trick pony. But so for many reasons, to give them to get back at them tomorrow, that would mean everything to me. And I remember that 94-95 game with Collymore and Pierce. Like it was one of the best memories of my childhood growing up and seeing that. But my rivalry was always with Liverpool. You grew up a few years later where Man United dominated, and you can see the plastic fans. The plastic fans are everywhere. They're everywhere but in Manchester. To be honest, how dare they point fingers at Man City? Man City, as much as I don't like them, they've done it right. Their squad is compatible with any in Europe, any in the world. Man United have spent money after money, good money after bad money, and they've not got a squad really worthy of it.
Waste money. There's no plan to it. There's no recruitment strategy to it. And that's what Ronaldo's issue was. There's just nothing to it. They just like a player and pay it.
Because you've got. I mean, Ez, like, how much money have they spent? And they still go around protesting that the owners don't spend enough money. And then it's like there's clubs like us. We've been getting by with like crap players for like frees and or loans or stuff like that. We don't go around protesting, do we?
Exactly.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
Sorry to interrupt, but just look at what they have, Let's not forget, Phil Jones is still getting somewhere between 100k to 200k a week, and he played 1 game last season, and he was huffing and puffing after 20 minutes. Go on, sorry.
And Sancho for £350,000 a week. How much did they spend on him? How much did they spend on him? And he's like those special.
One at a time. Finish up, Simon.
80 million, £200,000 a week, 7-year contract.
Listen, Lingard's going to show up tomorrow. Lingard's got to show up tomorrow, and I think he will.
Go on, Dino.
So I've just got the thing up here on Sky. It's the net transfer spending. So that's the difference between the purchases and the sales. Okay, taken off. Out of Man United, Man City, PSG, Barcelona, Arsenal, Juventus, AC Milan, Everton, Villa, and Chelsea, they're number 1 for net spend. 903 million over the last 10 years, and that's with a spend of 1.3 billion over the same period. Man City 1.4 billion, PSG 1.2 billion.
I mean, you wouldn't mind if you were winning the league every year, would you?
They should be winning European Cups left, right, and centre.
If they get
and they've got the highest wage bill in the league.
Yeah, well, that's just Phil Jones on his own, isn't it? Ez, just a quick chat about the Ronaldo situation, because I just want to prove the hypocrisy of Man United fans. They were always Ronaldo GOAT, better than Messi, and all this. Ronaldo comes back. I remember Goldbridge with this dumbass Last Dance jumper. I don't know if any of you saw that with CR7 on it and what have you. And then suddenly he has an interview with Piers Morgan. and everything he single-handedly won them has been forgotten, and they hate him and they want him out the club. Yeah. Does that not just show you, Ez, what a fickle, plastic bunch of fans they are when they would turn on someone who some people argue greatest player of all time? Yeah, but he's one of their own, apparently. You know, he's won them titles, Champions Leagues. I mean, what does that tell you about them?
100%. It's just it proves everything about them. You know, it's the truth hurts as well, and he spoke truth. Whether you agree with him or not, whether you enjoyed the interview or not, he spoke the truth, and it's coming out in a wash now, isn't it? You know, all the things, all these dots are linking now, and it's making sense as what he said. He's not lying. Whether you agree with him, his right to say it or not, he knew once he'd said that he was out of it. It was a parting shot more than anything else. And now we've seen a few even the current Man United players do that this season. We saw Henderson at the start. So what is going on at that club that players are coming out and telling the truth, and the ones who do are getting, you know, the flack that they don't deserve. The fans should be thankful. They should be thankful that there's somebody coming out and exposing the crap that's going on at that club. It's a toxic club. I've said that for many, many years, and I hope they have. I just hope the worst for them, to be honest. I would love nothing more. It's not going to happen, but I'd love nothing more than a club like that to literally get relegated out of the league, because they don't bring anything good into it. Yeah, they'll draw fans in, but these are plastic fans as well. The same plastic fans we've got here are the same plastic fans you got in Korea and Africa and all these other nations where you go for your tours just so you can sell a few more shirts. That's all it is.
I've got a mate, right, who's a Man U fan. He reckons he's been Man U fan all his life. When they started losing last season, he threw his shirt in the bin. That's fact. He threw it in the bin.
How many shirts would we have gotten through if we did that?
Yeah. He couldn't take it.
You know what gets me as well is that they spent an absolute fortune in the summer, far more than we did, by the way. Yep. Although for some reason it's wrong for us to spend money to try and stay in the division after all our players have left.
How dare we?
They spent a lot of overpaid, a lot of money in the summer, and all they're on about now is bang on about who they want to buy in a January window.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
they're the fifth highest wage bill in Europe. You know, Man U as well.
Yeah.
I bet they were high when they had Ronaldo. Anyone got anything else they want to get off their Man U chest before I bring it back to Forest, and I want to talk about what we got going to them?
Yeah, I mean, just quickly, is obviously be careful when you're there on tomorrow, mate. Like, whole flipping stadium's falling apart.
Yeah, well, exactly. I am taking my hard
hat. Be careful,
out.
mate.
Yeah. I've got my safety
bring the hard hat.
Just safety boots, hard hat, and high vis. I should be all right.
Absolutely. Lee,
is anyone in the comments that knows what the Forest pubs are, so I can go and have a few beers beforehand? I'd appreciate that if someone can put it in the comments, because obviously
let us know in the comments if you're going.
Let us know, that'd be fantastic.
Megaphone, I want to turn this obviously onto Forest because screw Man U. Yeah, I want to talk about someone in specific and get your thoughts on Jesse Lingard, his current form.
Yep.
And how's that going to play in his mind going back? It's his boyhood club. He was doing some charity work up in Manchester, which is really good to see as well the other day with the kids. But how do you think he's going to react if selected, of course? And I'm pretty confident he will be in the starting lineup.
Yeah.
What are you expecting out of Jesse tomorrow?
Well, they let him go because they didn't want him. He weren't good enough. So if I was Jesse Lingard, whether I love the club or not, I'm up for that game. In fact, I'm more than up for that game. I'm going all out to make a difference tomorrow. I think he's going to be well up for it, and I think
he'll be fired up tomorrow. Definitely,
we will see a good performance from him tomorrow, even if the scoreline doesn't go the way we want it to. I think he'll give his all. I genuinely do. If you can't get up for a game like that when it's your old club and your boyhood club, then you shouldn't be in football, should you? But I back Lingard to not. I don't know if he'll score, but he'll definitely do something tomorrow. I think he'll be well up for it.
Dino, I want to come to you because your views on Lingard have not been too dissimilar to mine this season in terms of what we think about him. But I think we can both admit he's had a good couple of games over the last few games and he's slowly turning. I want to look at it, and the reason I'm coming to you, I want to look at it from the other perspective. Can this game be too emotional for him? And potentially, I look back to the times where taking Man U as the example, when they would go to Everton, I would always remember that Fergie would make some BS excuse about why Rooney couldn't play. He was injured or whatever because of the abuse he got from the fans because he was too overfired up about it. Do you see, is there a risk that that could happen with Lingard tomorrow?
No, I think it depends on how acrimonious the end was between him and United. I think it's different with Hendo going back because he's really publicly slagged him off, hasn't he? If you know, as and when, if he stays with us and he can play against them, I know he's not available against Manchester United this time round, but or should I say Manchester team 2? But in terms of Lingard, yeah, I've not been a fan purely because I expected more of him through the season. He is showing glimpses now. I think he will play. I think he'll play him, and I pray that he'll have a good game. Listen. I really hope that Lingard makes me eat my hat. Really, I'd be the happiest person alive. I'd really love him to succeed and to help us stay up, and then maybe beyond if he's playing well. But we'll see. If he's up for it, he'll play well. If he's not, he'll just disappear.
Yeah,
but that'll tell us a lot tomorrow about his character.
Yeah, it will. As I'm going to ask you about Lingard in a second, but just a quick reminder to everyone in the chat. The game tomorrow is on Amazon Prime. If you hit the link that's pinned to the chat, you can go and get yourself a free trial for Amazon Prime. If you look down the bottom, I think it's called Man U versus Forest. You can sign up to it. It's free. And then you can literally cancel the minute after you've signed up and you get the 30 days trial completely for free. And you'll be able to watch all the matches that are on tomorrow. I think... who else is playing tomorrow? Isn't it Chelsea, Bournemouth, or something? Yeah. So you can watch those, and as well, you get Amazon Prime, so you can get your next day deliveries on anything you want to order in the Boxing Day sales. So click on that link and get signed up. Ez, coming on to you, Lingard, you've been pretty kind of on his side a bit throughout the season. You kind of changed it after. I think it was the Leicester game, somewhere around there. And then you were starting to see signs in him and you kind of strongly backed him a bit. How do you feel about him tomorrow? Do you think he could be the key to the match against United? Or do you think he may just cower into a shell?
I hope, but not the latter. And I'm hoping for the former. And I think he's a kind of player who can do that. On his day, he can turn a game. And all I can go off is... his last 3 performances, albeit 2 of them were cup games and 1 was a league game in between, and 2 of them were before the international break. But I've seen a kind of certainly a change in his performance and what he's actually delivering. Because there was even times when we thought he's not running enough. He's not doing the necessary things you need to do to get yourself into the positions to influence a game. We thought he was being lazy at times, but I've
never thought he was lazy like that.
He was.
Mate.
There was time for season.
That's all it was.
His work rate's always been good. No, his work rate's always been good. I
don't take issue. No, the mistakes he made for goals, like the one against Bournemouth, where he lost the ball and can be asked to track back. That's what we're talking about. Lazy.
Everyone makes mistakes. Don't matter what player they are.
Megaphone, you're missing the point. If you make a mistake, like when O'Brien got that ricochet against him in the Spurs match, he was the first up trying to track back for it. Yeah. When Lingard gave the ball away lazily against Bournemouth, he didn't track back. And that's what we mean when we're saying lazy. He didn't track back to try and rectify his mistake. You're right. Every player makes a mistake.
Definitely. But I'm gonna have to disagree with you on that side. I really saw a lack of urgency in some of his performances, and I think even Cooper called him out for that. And yes, it could be down to match fitness, but there were a few games because he's not missed many starts, and there was a lot of games where Cooper seemed to persist with him, even though we weren't seeing anything on the pitch to justify why he was being selected. But on the flip side, I have seen improvement in him, and I think tomorrow could be the time for him to really draw a line under his Man United experience, because I don't think overall he's coming out of it happy. And I think once he reads his autobiography, there'll be a lot of tidbits in there, I'm telling you for sure. He's been there 10 years plus, so he's seen everything that's gone on behind this. Maybe he's trying to curry favour at the moment by not releasing anything, but I can assure you that once he does release his dossier or his autobiography, there's going to be a lot that Man United fans aren't going to appreciate, but it's going to be the truth. So for him to really, I think he owes Forest fans as well. I think he owes Cooper. Cooper stuck with him through thick and thin at times, and he's taken a lot of criticism from the fans for persisting with him. So tomorrow's the opportunity for a massive chunk of that. It's not even about the money; it's about the expectation we had for him, and repaying some of that expectation for the fans, for Cooper, for everybody, and shutting some of those Man United fans up, because
it's time for him to shine, isn't it? It's his moment to shine right now.
It's been time for a long time for me.
Exactly. I want to ask Ant about this.
Yeah, but sorry, just quickly on this. But the thing is, he does care though. You can see it clearly.
Yeah, no, that wasn't.
He cares massively. Like his celebration at Blackburn, double deflection, but he's right. He's celebrating that goal
over the top against Blackburn. They were fantastic.
Just a second, Jigsaw. Is that true, Jigsaw? You trolling? Because that is hilarious. If that's true, obviously I haven't seen it, but let me know. I just want to, Ant, I want to bring you in on this, just to ask you about. Well, I want to ask you a different question, but I'm interested if you got anything to add on the Lingard thing.
I agree with that 100%. He was training on his own last season. He was training by himself away from the club. So this is why it's taken him time to build his fitness back up and match sharpness.
Well,
so hopefully we see.
I think the question I want to ask you, Ant, right, is should we hold Lingard to a higher standard than some of the rest of the players? Because he has come from Manchester United. He's, as you keep telling me, scored the FA Cup winning goal. He had that little cameo at West Ham. He's proven is what I'm saying. Yeah. Are we right or wrong? Should we or should we not hold him to a higher standard than, say, a Morgan Gibbs-White, who's come from most of his time playing in the Championship, playing brilliantly in the Championship, for Sheffield United, etc. Is that the right approach to do, or should they be level pegging in our comparison?
First of all, just to very quickly address a comment from Adam. Edison can't play against Man U because he's on loan from Man U, and you can't play against your parent club. That's why Hendo can't play. With Jesse Lingard, we should hold him to a higher level, because that's the level he's coming in at. He's coming in at a proven Premiership player on a good wage and a good reputation. I like Jesse Lingard. I think it's quite easy to misunderstand people like Jesse Lingard. He comes across as this very, very confident person, confident player, but that can often mask an insecurity within yourself, without going too deeply into it. So I think, you can't all just think, it's a big this, that, and the other, because you don't know what's going on in his mind. That early part of the season, when he was not playing well, we don't know what was going on. We don't know his fitness levels. We don't know if he was carrying an injury. We don't know whether mentally he was adjusted to coming from Man United to Nottingham Forest. All sorts of things could be happening.
Yeah,
could be happening. We don't.
You have to remember though that how many games did he play last season?
No, none, very few.
Almost none. And he came into a squad that was in complete chaos. I mean, Forest at the start of the season was chaos, wasn't it? There was no structure. That's
the other thing, Simon. He was not coming into a great side where he could slot in.
Exactly. It wasn't like, he was the final piece.
Nobody played well, did they?
No.
How long does it take him to get fit, though? I remember seeing him. We played, was it Hertha Berlin at Burton Albion?
Yeah, and Valencia.
And he looked all right. I mean, he looked a bit rusty with his shots and stuff, but he looked like he was running around fit enough. How long? I mean, he's training 5 days a week. Well, I mean, what else is he doing?
I don't think the fitness is an issue. I just think the structure was an issue. There was no set structure at Forest.
Yeah. Now jump back into what Dino said.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. These, we could all get fit if you give us the amount of time that they get, even with the shape that I'm in. Right? I could get fit. I could get match fit. I know what it's play. I don't know what playing at that level's like, because obviously they run like 12 or 13k per game, don't they? Which is a long way. But when I played, I was terrible.
What I actually said was,
we don't know whether, and then I got better and sharper and faster.
I never mentioned.
Go on, Ant. Go on, jump in, Ant. I'm clearing the path for you. Stop getting all agitated, you grumpy old red.
No, you're such a grumpy old red.
No, because I'm trying to say something. I can't get my fucking words out, can I?
All right, everyone shut up. The floor is Ant's.
Drum roll.
Before Ant starts, I'm joking. Go on.
As I mentioned in my little speech there, we don't know what kind of physical condition he was in. I'm not talking about fitness. I'm talking about if he was carrying injury or not. We don't know that. We don't know that. Jesse Lingard has always been a very fit player all throughout his career. So for all of a sudden for him to not be fit just seems a little bit strange. We don't know. As I say, also, if you're having some sort of emotional or mental issues, that can affect the way you are as a footballer. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that is the case. I'm just saying we don't know. And I'm prepared to give him a little bit of the benefit of the doubt because I believe he is a good player. And I think the last few games, it has only been the last few games, nobody's going overboard. He has started to show that he is capable of being a good footballer in our side.
Yeah, but Anne, just to come back at you, just to press you for 1 second on the point you just made, yeah? Should he be playing then if that potentially he wasn't fit or whatever it was, yeah? Why was he chucked in?
No, that's not his fault, is it?
Match fitness on the field.
But that's not his fault. If a player's not playing
Wolverine,
well,
don't forget, we didn't have.
Hold on, let Ant finish on that and I'll come to you.
If a player's not being well, if a player's not playing well, the manager has a decision to make. He either thinks to himself, I'm going to play that player in the hope he plays himself into form, or I'm going to take him out of the limelight and hope he can recover his form in some other fashion. Maybe Steve Cooper was of the thought of, I'm going to keep playing him and hopefully he'll come good.
But he didn't. He was chopping and changing him out.
I'm upset.
Yeah, but he did drop him a few times. Yeah,
he was chopping and changing him out. So if you're going to play him. If you're not, send him on boot camp or something.
Fair enough.
I understand that he's got some other problems away from his physical problems.
But to be honest, what's gone has gone. And the last few games, I've started to see a little bit of the Jesse Lingard that we're all hoping for. And if that continues, we've got a very valuable squad member for the rest of the season. That's my opinion. Because he is capable of doing very good things. We've seen it.
All right. It's always an interesting topic.
I don't know. I'm going to go.
We don't know. This is the thing. And I think, yes, it is going to be really interesting. I want him to get a hat-trick tomorrow. I still don't think he's shown me enough of what I want to see. But God damn it, if he's got a hat-trick tomorrow, I'll be jailing my ass off.
Can I just say on that? You can say what you like, but it's not fair to say tomorrow I want to see that player shine because it does depend on the players around him as well.
So, okay, no, I'm not having that. No, I'm not having that.
If he's given the chances, if he's given the opportunity to shine, and he doesn't, then yes, criticise.
No, because there are players who can grab a game, man. Yeah. There are players. Yeah. If Scarpini started tomorrow,
don't talk bollocks. If you're at Manchester City if you're playing against Manchester City, you're telling me you're going to get a Forest player who's going to grab the game by the scruff of the neck? No way.
It never happens in football. It never happens in football. We're playing Man U, not Man City tomorrow.
Exactly. We're playing Man U, and if
we're going into a one-man team, there's no such thing as a one-man team.
No one's saying that, but
if we're playing a low block, and we never get the ball out of our own half, how the hell are you expecting Jesse Lingard to grab the ball, beat 7 men, and slam it into the top corner? Right.
I love how the whole screen went red there as he got. I don't know if it's his face getting too angry or his colours have just changed. But I'm not letting you off the hook. Ez, you jump in because I think you're on the right lines here. Go on.
I think that's a ridiculous argument.
Lingard, you're wrong.
Wait, shut up, and let him finish.
No. Lingard,
hold on, I want to hear what Ez has got to say. Go on.
You've just touched on it. Lingard should be one of our game changers. He should be one of the ones who does take the game by the scruff of the neck, or at least attempts to. We're not saying it's all going to work, but for him to have everything laid on the paper,
if he comes on and doesn't score a hat trick, then got to help him. He must be shit.
Well, he will score a hat trick, so don't worry about that.
But Ez, I agree with Ant on this. How often do you see a player in the Premier League take the win the game by himself or take this game by the scruff of the neck by himself?
It's not just that, it's about inspiring.
It might happen like once a season or whatever. You might see a Son running from the halfway line scoring a goal, but then it's not rare. It's quite rare, isn't it? It's not.
We've gone from
one. I don't think you can expect Lingard to be that sort of player at Forest.
I know we've gone from one extreme to the other. So why is Lingard in the team if he's not going to be somebody who puts those killer passes?
Because he fits into the jigsaw.
Who influences the game? That's what you're trying to say.
He doesn't need to be the whole game changer. We've got 11 to be game changers.
Exactly.
Remember Ferguson.
All right, one at a time. Go on, Dino.
Remember when Ferguson said, if you've got, I think he said 8 out of 11 players playing on the game, or 7 out of 11 players playing on the game, you'll win every game. And that's what Ferguson said. So not all 11 are going to play really well every game to the top of the game.
No.
So Lingard just has to put his own impact on the game. He's not going to be a game saver.
Exactly.
He's not going to walk around United, score a goal like, Maradona in the World Cup final. It's not it. It's about the whole team. And as long as he plays consistently from here on in, he'll get in the team and Forest will win. And if we can get 7 or 8 playing like that every game, we'll start climbing the league. It's a fact.
Surely you guys agree. If we're going to get anything out of tomorrow's game, it's going to be down to our front 3 or front 4, depending on how we play.
Yeah, but it's not just down to Lingard. It's down to the front 3.
I've never said
No,
that.
you all are missing the point. It's about people inspiring.
And it's down to the defence.
No. Hold on. It's about people inspiring performances. Me and Ez aren't saying Lingard, just send Lingard out on his own against 11.
He's a very naughty boy.
No, we're not. But we're saying Lingard, step up, lead, and drag the rest of the team with you.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they all need to step up, don't they?
Of course
They all need to step up.
It's that simple.
All right, just one at a time. But Lee, no, you're saying they all need to step up, yeah? But there has to be leaders on the pitch. There has to be leaders.
So why can't they all be a leader? Why can't they all just go out
If you're all leaders, then none of you are leaders.
Well, you are, because then you're leading.
You can't all be leaders.
No, it's like if everyone won the lottery, you wouldn't all be millionaires.
No, my point is you can't rely on just one player. They've all got to give everything they can.
I don't know why it's gone from him having a good game to him being a messiah all of a sudden. We're not saying that.
Because I'll tell you why. Because
I swear Wolverine said that. He said that, didn't he?
Said he has to be the game changer. And that's bollocks.
What does a game changer mean?
We've got plenty of game changers in there. Jono could be. Gibbs White could be.
They're all
game changers, 2 or 3 moments, isn't it?
Yeah, Lingard's got to be the game changer. He hasn't, but if he has an impact and an influence, that'd be nice. That'd be great.
He's got to have an influence. He's got to have an impact. He's got to have an influence. But can I just end this talk about say he's quality, he's on form at the moment. Nobody else can score a free kick by making sure you ping it off both brothers before it wrong foots the goalkeeper and goes in the goal. If you look back on that goal, mate,
Pinball wizard.
End of it.
Agreed. All right, let's move the conversation on. Lee, I want to come to you. Megaphone man. Just looking at our attack, something Ez touched on, and some of the guys there about whether if the attack could be important, the midfield could be important, and so on. I'm going to bring the question up. We've discussed it so many times. What do you think Cooper does tomorrow? False 9 or number 9?
I think he'll play a false 9. And
guys in the chat, do you think false 9 or number 9? Sorry to interrupt you. Let us know. Just write false 9 or number 9 in the chat. Yeah. Go on. Sorry, Megaphone.
I think he'll play a false 9. Do I want him to play a striker? Yeah, I do. Because I don't know. I feel we play better with a striker. But that's just my opinion. I think he will play a false 9. I think Taiwo gets a bad rap. I really do. He's one player who can actually hold the ball up. Does it work all the time? No, it doesn't. But then you have to adjust the game to the team you're playing. Sometimes it'll work, sometimes it won't. But I think Gibbs White will play. I think he'll be fit. He's just been quiet about him, hasn't he?
Yeah. I think he'll play a number 9, personally.
You do? You think he'll
play? Yeah, I do. And I think he just needs a bit of brute force up front to worry their defenders.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I think he will do, though.
What we need. I think that's what we need. But Cooper likes playing, say, Gibbs White, Lingard, and Jono, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Lee, sorry. You've got me at it now, Marine. Megaphone man, listen. At the end of the day, he's played the false 9 and it's not worked very well, has it? It's not going to take him many games to figure out that
I like to play a striker. How can you expect
I know you do.
With no striker?
What I'm trying to say, he's going to learn his lesson at some point, that it doesn't work, because it hasn't worked so far.
I hope
up
front.
To be fair.
But Dino, you say it hasn't worked up front, but if Cooper were here, he would argue that he did it against Palace, and he did it again. Yeah, and we got the result. So I'm just obviously arguing back with you because that's the nature I am. I'm not saying I agree with it.
Yeah,
hold on. Let me just ask Dino on this. So you're saying it doesn't work, but recent games would suggest maybe it is working. Maybe it needs development.
No,
We haven't got
no,
time
no.
to develop things like that. For me, I'm thinking we've got to go for the tried and trusted things that are getting us the best results right now. And I think it's either, I've said it before, it's either a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-3-3, depending on whether you're home and away.
Mm.
So
But
we had this
the
debate
only
before,
way
didn't
we
we?
get forward and hold the ball up is when we've got someone like Taiwo to aim at. Although he's been playing on the left, look what happened against Man City when we kept launching the ball. We had no one to hold the ball up. Soon as Taiwo came on, we started playing forward, if you notice that. I know we got hammered.
But he's not really a hold-up man, is he? His game
Well,
is always
He's all right.
through
He's all
balls.
right. He's all
He's
right.
not all right, but his game is a through balls. You saw all his,
Yeah.
you know,
Well,
his
I
seen
know.
all his goals before.
He's the only one who seems to relieve pressure, isn't it? You know,
Yeah.
if we're gonna, because I've got a feeling we're gonna hoof the ball up a bit, and I hope we don't. I hope we play it around and pass it around a little bit and have a little bit of possession. You know,
Tell you what, I want to
Sky, come in on
tell you
this.
what,
I'm interested in your take because you get the perspective, you know, week in, week out on the pitch. Because you quite think Taiwo is a bit of a unit who can hold up potentially, don't you?
Yeah. But I agree with Dino as well. His game is, you know, running in from behind. Because although he looks like a big lad, because he is a big lad, he's surprisingly quick. I don't know if you've seen that video. He's quicker than Dennis at running, which I was quite surprised about. Yeah, they had a race and he won.
Really?
So so he can frighten defenders. You know, with that big frame and with that pace, he's frightening, mate. We've just not been using him properly. You saw a little bit with
that race.
You saw it with the Blackburn game. You know, that goal was, you know, sort of typical Alwini style. You know, just quick, you know, through ball and then run onto it and score.
And he started
and it was his movement across the defender, wasn't it, as well? And Lingard was one who picked that out. Yeah.
And also their centre back was it Lindelof. He's a bit of a lightweight. I remember, you know, a few seasons ago he got bullied quite badly by one of the West Brom strikers. God, his name is big lad. Anyway, so he you know, I could see Taiwo, you know, proper bullying him, just like he did against Gomez in that Liverpool game.
Yeah,
you know, absolutely bully the defenders. We need something like that. You know, the false nine is not intimidating. I don't think for defenders. You know, for me, I want to see a big lad up front. You know, with a bit of pace, get the ball in behind.
Surridge is a better hold up. Striker.
Yeah, I think he's a better hold up, but the rest of his game is not. It's not Premier League standards.
Yeah,
he's a good player, but off the bench for me.
Ez, do you think Owoni's a holder upper, or more a ball in behind?
Yeah, it's a ball in behind. Sorry, Ez. It's a ball in behind. Wolverine, hang on, you've missed my point. My point is he can hold the ball up.
Yeah.
When we hoof the ball up and we play a false nine, we've got no one who can get that ball and it comes straight back. When he's on the pitch, and this is what that Gemma's missed in the comments because I said about Man City. My point was we started playing forward when he was on the pitch. That was my point. Whereas we were hoofing it before he was on the pitch and it was all negative and coming straight back. He actually won the ball, kept hold of it. That was my point. I'm not saying he's the perfect, you know, hold-up player like Giroud, for example, someone like that. He's not that player, but he can do a job, and that's what my point is. He can relieve the pressure.
Gunners, have you seen it?
Yeah, I think he's got better at that. I still don't think he's a hold-up player. I still think that's a part of a game that we would want him to be better at. But he does need to work on. But I like his pace. I like the fact that he does give us another edge. I just fear that he's not going to play that way. And to be honest, I think away from home, we can get away with playing the false nine. I've kind of caught your point, Wolverine, to Dino earlier, but the one game that it did work in seemed to be the Crystal Palace game, the false nine. It worked in that game. And I just like the sound of, if they've got the slab face and Lindelof at the back, I would love Gibbs, White, Johnson, and Lingard running at them too, you know, and what they can cause them with the trickery around the box. I just think counter-attacking, it gives us a better option with their pace. But I'd love to see him get a run of games. I just don't think this is the game to start him in.
Yeah, but then when would you start him?
I start him against Chelsea.
There's no right time, is there?
Yeah, 100%. Because I think tomorrow's game's going to be a bit more of the low block and counter-attacking. I don't think they can play through us, and I think we have to play like that against them. I don't think we've got enough tricks. If we if we stick to thank you. That's another legend anyway in the chat. But yeah, if we can frustrate them, I think that's our best way. I don't think they're clever enough to get through us.
They're terrible against a low block. Man United terrible against a low
Just
block.
before we jump inside, can I just shout out Nottingham now and then for the £10 and he's just such a huge supporter of the channel. And as always, guys, please, that's his Instagram, Nottingham Now and Then. If you want to see historical photos that are unreal with an explanation on them, go and follow him right now. And you can get lost on his profile for hours just going through it, thinking, oh my God, this really looked like that back in the day and so on. So please go and follow him. Oh my, we'll chuck his link into the chat as well. You're an absolute legend. Thank you so much. Sorry, who did I interrupt? Simon it was, wasn't it?
No, that's
Forgot what my point was.
All right, well, let me bring Anning because we haven't had his take on this false 9-9 thing, and your take on Owonian. Do you see him as better off running in behind or someone who can hold the ball up, mix of both or none?
No, I think he's a running in behind kind of guy. I think that's his forte. I don't think he's a particularly good hold up man from what I've seen so far. I think he deserves more of a run in the team. I'm one of these guys that I like the centre forward to be playing. I agree that there are probably games where a false 9 is required, but I do like a number 9. I do like somebody we can aim at. And against Manchester United, it's a really tricky one. Although my instinct is to say Awoniyi, in this game, maybe the false 9 will be better because those players are technically more gifted than Awoniyi is, and we may need that against them. Although I'd like to see him against Maguire. I think he'd give Maguire a tough time. But that's providing we get the ball up the pitch, of course. That's the main thing.
So you would contemplate the false 9?
I would again. Yeah, because I think we're gonna play a lowish block, and I think you need players that once you get it in midfield, they can then move forward. I don't think lumping it is going to be the answer.
Well, we're definitely going to play low block. There's no way he's going to play like a high line against pace of Rashford. I mean, that's just suicide, isn't it?
You're right, Simon. You're right.
So we need to move the ball quicker then when we have got it, don't we?
Yeah.
Really.
Well, that's the key, isn't it?
We can't afford to be slow. We cannot afford to be slow on the ball.
But the problem with that, and I know people say we're going back too far when we look at Man City, but all that was happening with us was when we got the ball, playing the low block against Man City, it would get to Walker or Cancelo, and they'd be like, "There's no one near them. Take their time." Yeah,
that's why
that's my worry.
That's what I'm saying, though. We can't play the hoof. We need to, and if you're going to be playing it through midfield in transition, then you need those technical players, quick technical players, which we've got.
Yeah. So we've got to play up the sides then, haven't we? Really, use the pace.
Dino, do you think we're ready enough to play that low block with that quick transaction, which we saw so much last season? Or is it the quality of the Premier League is just making it all that much harder to do?
I just think the low blocks, excuse me, is inviting too much pressure and too many shots on us. And it's not done very well for me. We've looked poor. We've looked look at the ones where we've played low block. Most of the time, look at our shots on target in the game. Home and away, it's been poor.
Yeah. I agree. So
and I'm
not saying we should play the low block, but I think we will play the low block. Yeah. I'm not saying we should.
I don't think we will. I think hopefully we might be surprised. I think we might be surprised. I think he'll play a striker. I really do. I know most in the chat put false 9, but I think he'll play a striker. I think he's learning.
Well, guys in the chat, do you think
that pressure on that back line's going to be poor tomorrow?
We need to play a striker. If we want to score a goal, we've scored 1 goal away from home other than the cup.
Exactly.
It's time to start picking up points. I know it's Man United, but if we took a 1-1, or I'd be happy. But we've got to start being a bit more positive going forward, especially away from home.
Fully agree.
And they're not too pacey at the back, are they? They're not too pacey at the back.
No.
In many respects, Manchester United have a lot of the same issues that Forest have. They've got Maguire, we've got Cook. They've got a good centre half, but he's injured quite a lot of the time in Varane. We've got that in Niakate. They've got pace up front, we've got pace up front. They've got okay midfielders. Should I say their strongest position is their midfield when you look at Casemiro, the Ferret, erection and players like that. Our strongest position is obviously midfield as well with what we've got. So in my eyes, it's quite a balanced match with similar issues on both sides. I don't know if anyone else sees it like that. Ez, you can jump in there.
Centre backs then.
Huh?
Who do we start as centre backs?
We'll come on to that in a sec.
Well, come on.
Just
Ez,
quickly.
point on that. Yeah. Go on.
No, I'm just going to ask a quick question. Because we discussed it on the podcast, but did we confirm it? Is Fernandez out? Did he get that booking?
No, he's in.
He is in.
Why is he in? Because I thought he was out.
So I looked into this. If you got a red card, you get suspended for league and domestic. If you get booked and it's a booking suspension, then it's just in the League Cup. It's
So that's why we lost Lingard.
We beat whoever they put out. That's what we've got to do. It doesn't
He's
matter.
a danger, though. He's a danger, man. That.
Yeah.
Put Yates on him. Put Yates on him. Mark him out of the game.
Oh, mate, he's going to be rolling around the whole game, isn't he?
Complaining.
Complaining,
I've got to
crying,
say that
screaming.
no one really, and I hope you guys agree, but no one scares me, or in their starting lineup scares me. They've not got a Haaland, they've not got a De Bruyne that would that you really worry about. And I'm sorry, I'm not fearful of what's going on. And can I just add that I've only been to one away league game this season. That was the one where we got our goal and our point against
Everton.
I'm hoping.
I was there as well. Yeah.
I'll be right at Southampton as well. So guys, hopefully I can bring you some luck on bring us some luck on the road.
Well, that was in the northwest as well, which is great.
If we come back with anything, it's down to me, okay, guys. So forget
All right. Well, we're about to go into the segment of the Q&A for your questions in the chat. So please do click on the Q&A segment and get your questions in. We've got a few which we'll chuck at the panel in a second. What I want to do here is just go around and get some predictions. Megaphone Man, I'm going to start with you. I'm just going to go chronologically that way. What are you thinking the scoreline tomorrow?
1-1. I reckon we can take a point.
After all that bigging up.
I want a win. Of course I do, but I don't know. I just think, they're not exactly going to roll over either, are they? You know what I mean?
1 second. Sorry, before I go to Dino. Life of Z, if that's right, that's just made me smile so much. I have seen the rumours knocking around.
I wish it was us that got him in the summer.
That's come out
and his
nowhere,
mate's Anthony as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's come out of nowhere.
His mate, because Anthony came from the same club, didn't he?
Yeah.
No.
And Anthony was Ajax.
This guy's at PSV.
Yeah.
I thought they both played together, I'm sure.
No.
Never mind.
It's official, is it? Fantastic. That'd be hilarious.
Sky Sports News have said Liverpool have reached an agreement to sign Cody Gakpo from PSV Eindhoven. The Dutch club have announced. That's Sky Sports News.
That's interesting because Romano came out today on Dickhead's channel Goldbridge and said that Gakpo.
I'm watching Goldbridge tomorrow.
No, you won't. You'll be watching FFTV. Okay, that's interesting. It's a shame though that we could have had Gakpo in the summer for 25 to 30, and we were interested. But sorry, Lee, just finish up on what you were saying. You're saying 1-1.
I'm saying 1-1. I think that would be a good point. I wouldn't be upset at that. Obviously, I want us to win, of course. But
mate, I'll snap your hand off for that.
It's not going to be easy. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'd take that and then a home win against Chelsea all day long.
Dina, where are you at, score prediction wise?
If we
heart and head, give us heart and head.
If we play a 4-3-3, I'll say 1-0 Forest. But if we play false 9, I don't know. It'd be a goal either way, I think, or a draw. I don't think there'd be many goals in it. We don't score many away. Don't know why.
Mate, you literally took a page out of Ant's book and sat on all 3 fences there.
No, I didn't sit on the fence. I said 2 formations, 2 different results. That's fair.
You said we could win it 1-0. There'll be a goal in it either way, and I could take a draw. That's literally covering all of them.
Right. No.
Hold on, let me make you more comfortable, mate. Let me bring you next to your fence mate there.
No, hang on a minute. Put me back. I don't like that. We win 1-0 if we play the right formation for me. We lose 1-0 if we play the wrong formation in the false 9. But I would take a draw. I'm not predicting a draw. I would take a draw quite happily. There you go. Look at
so
that.
what are you predicting?
1-0 Forest.
All right, guys in the chat, yes or no? Is he sitting on the fence?
Ask the guys in the chat. I was accused of being Gary Birtle's love child earlier, I think. It was Frankie Boyle last week.
Wasn't it Harry Hill as well?
Harry Hill, yeah. What a moment.
And you never sit on the fence, mate. I'm expecting a nice firm answer from you on this one.
I will. Obviously, I'd take a draw. 3-0 Man United.
What?
Yeah, I know.
Obviously, I'd take a draw. 3-0 Man United.
Oh,
You can go find yourself another YouTube channel.
Yeah,
mate.
yeah. Just find yourself another channel, mate. Oh, good luck.
Simon.
Well, firstly, like you guys all saying like, oh, like
Psychology.
I mean, you guys all saying like, oh, I'll take a draw. Like, you guys are making out we're playing Peterborough away or something. Like, oh yeah, I'll take a draw. Yeah, not ideal, but I'll take a draw. Mate, if we get a draw, I'll be running up and down the house like screaming, because that's how big of a result it'll be. Because I agree.
We're a bigger team.
Wolverine, on the score predictors, I put 3-0 Man United. Because it's just
Yeah,
the
and I
reality,
absolutely
isn't
kicked
it?
off about you.
Yeah, it's just the reality of where we are and how much money they've spent, and they've been spending money for decades. It's just what it is.
Point out of it,
If we can get a draw, I'll be really, really happy with that.
Guys in the chat, do I need to sack a few people already, guys? Let me know. I've put in, and I want to see who the real Forest fans are. I've put in who will win as a poll question. Forest, Man U, or Liverpool. Please don't forget to hit a like as well. We've got like 140 odd in here. Please do hit and like and subscribe. Ez, please, man.
Yes.
Please let me know at least there's one other Forest fan here on the panel with me.
Yeah. There's one more, mate. Because I went under predicted. I did this last time for the Liverpool game as well. I went predicted league draw, and I think the show we did, I went draw. And then when you asked me again, I'm going for a Forest win, mate. I'm going for a 2-1 to remind us of the 94-95 season. I'm going for a 2-1 win, mate. We're going to come back, and we're going to score a late winner as well. When they think they're going to be happy with a point because they'll get a late equaliser, but we'll get an even later winner.
Yes, springs up.
And I'll be the hero for bringing us some good luck, mate, and some points back.
Guys in the chat, get your predictions in.
Like I said, either way, nothing about them fears me. Yeah, I'm not scared of them. If we can go there with confidence and take the confidence from the Blackburn game, because despite the opposition, we played well. We still created the chances. We still linked up well. Bring that into the game, mate. I think Man United secretly they're shitting themselves. They won't admit it, but anyway. But afterwards, they'll just blame us. We'll blame it on their owners. If the
pressure's on them, Ed. The pressure's on them.
Yeah, pressure's on them. Definitely, pressure's on them.
And it's got us in the right frame of mind, I think, after that these last couple of weeks. Where I'm confident, mate. I'm really confident. Otherwise, I won't be going. But I'm confident.
I'm writing all of the poll, by the way. I've got all of them. 100% win, lose, and draw. Say no more.
You're going to get one right,
I just picked one tomorrow that it was.
What I'll say with all this is, I've been to Leicester. I went to Leicester away. I went to Wolves away. All these crap performances that we've seen. There's something about this season, Forest getting intimidated by the big stadiums, or even just away. No, don't. Not away from home.
Away from home, we have struggled, obviously, this season. But like I said,
Brighton.
I went to the Everton games.
That was a hard-fought 0-0.
That's what I'm saying.
That was low block City, man. Yeah,
that was a good. Yeah, that was good game. But yeah, it's just I hope we turn a corner with all this. In terms of getting intimidated when we go away from home. I hope now we're settled. We've got our system. We've got the players. Everyone's confident. Let's go and do something. Let's go and create an upset, because it would be a massive shock, obviously, if we even get a draw from Man United. So let's go and do something. Because if you just take a negative attitude, we're going to lose anyway. So you might as well just go for it. As Lee said, I mean, the pressure's on them, isn't it?
We've got to attack them. I think if we attack them, we can hurt them. I do.
I remember Burnley beat them a few years ago. At their place 2-0. We can do it. Yeah.
We can't do it. Sit back and get hammered like that. And
I feel like we've let. I feel like we've let Ant off the hook too lightly, mate. And I can't let you get away with 3-0.
Yeah, but I'm going 3-0 as well.
And I'm not going to lie, Anne, you've hurt my feelings a little. Maybe if you'd sold it to me a little better with a tight game, 2-1, Fergie time, and you just went 3-0.
Yeah, the truth of the matter is, I honestly don't know, because we don't know how Forest are going to play. We don't know how they're going to play. We don't know what formation we're going to play. We don't know what personnel we're going to have in that formation. There's so many variables. I don't know. And if I say 3-0 to Man U, then I can't lose, can I? I don't give a shit. If we win 2-0, everybody says, aha, stupid, and he said 3-0. I don't care. I'm glad.
Exactly.
So can I just
you
say,
the reverse psychology.
I'm kind of protecting myself a little bit by saying 3-0.
You're chatting rubbish as usual. Of course, we don't know what's going to happen. That's why it's called a prediction. It's not called a post-diction. We don't know what the lineup's going to be. We don't know how we're going to play. We don't know what the results are.
One thing we've learned from this league is anything can happen in this league. We've seen it. Brentford beat them 4-0.
Yeah, that's true.
And it usually does.
We drew them. And then we beat Liverpool. We beat Liverpool. Like, anything can happen.
All right, we'll leave it there.
I've heard the word post-diction before, but I like it.
All right.
I don't know if
Maybe...
you saw Tottenham today, but look at the Tottenham, how they played first half.
Yeah,
it's just
how
it's
terrible.
just 2 turns up on the day.
They're terrible.
Yeah, they were shocking.
Just quickly as well.
I watched Spurs today, and that first, in fact, through the entire match, but particularly the first half, they were awful. I mean, awful. Now, if Man U play like that, we're okay.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in the
just quickly as well.
One last thing from site, and then I want to move on to the Q&A from the guys in the chat. Get those questions in. There's quite a lot in here, actually. So go on, Si.
I was just going to say, just quickly, I think they've got Wan-Bissaka at right back tomorrow. But to add to that, for weak defence, I want to see that.
He's not great, is he? Or is it the other way around?
Defensively, he's good. He can't cross the ball for crap. Yeah. All right, let's get into these questions. Sorry?
Who have they got playing left back?
Yeah.
Malacia or whatever his name is.
Well, apparently Malacia might play at right back if they don't want to go.
First 3 games we were raving about it. Now it's not so good, actually.
Exactly.
More money wasted.
Yeah. All right, let's get through some of these questions quickly. Noah the Legend says, "Can me and Grandad Liam do anything for you? Just like and subscribe, enjoy the content, and let us know. Give us feedback on what you want to see going forward." And that applies to everyone in the chat who's watching later.
Yeah. And also get involved. Sorry, I was going to say, for people that get involved with the live streams as well. Lee and Lemmy, that's the whole point. That's your side of the platform, guys, where you can actually come on live and give your views and things like that. But we always read the comments. We always get back to you guys. But Wolverine's going to have a bit more of a team around him to help him with that. But he does try and go through every single comment, guys. So even if you post a comment, post the video, after a live stream, we'll always get back to you. We'll have dedicated emails for you guys to get in contact with us as well. If there's any collaborations or any ideas that you have, any charity events. There's so much we want to do with this channel. Yeah, absolutely. There's so much we want to do with this channel to give back to the community as well. You've seen what we did with the fundraiser for the Nottingham hospitals, and we'll do more things like that, because this is all about giving back to the community that we are a part of, and you guys are all make this what it is. So please give us your suggestions, and you got this opportunity in the question and answers, guys, to get in.
Couldn't have said it better myself. And just to add that, Liam, Grandad Liam would be fantastic to get on post the Man U game. So Noah, reach out.
Come on Wednesday. Yeah. No problem.
Yeah, he's going to have some stories about Forest. He really is. I don't know if anyone's heard this. We've been busy with the launch, so I'm not up to speed on too much. But Trevor Francis's tracksuit is saying tough hello to Olympiakos.
I read that today.
Have we seen this stuff about Sarr?
Guy from Valencia, left back. I don't know.
What's this about Sarr coming to Forest?
In the chat.
Yeah.
Not Ishmael Sarr.
What position does he play? Left wing or something?
Right wing.
We don't need more wingers. Jesus.
No, we don't.
We need a
number 9.
A goal scorer.
A
guaranteed.
Start playing a number 9 first. Then we might get another one.
Oh no, yeah, exactly. That's probably why I
I still trump all that and say we need a centre back. All right, next question from Owen. Are we still going to have the phone in after a match result from fellow Reds? Yeah, that will be with Megaphone and with Lemmy. It will be the locker room. And of course, we want your opinions on them, more interesting than ours. Visual Joker says, will there still be transfer news updates and injury updates? Yep. The day in, day out videos will still continue as well. We're just adding on the foundations we've built, but we really want to branch out, really want to enhance the viewing experience as well for you guys.
And I'll just drop in
Martin
there,
says,
Wolverine.
Yeah.
Just on the transfer thing, we're looking at doing something a bit more innovative around the transfer windows towards the end of them. So watch this space.
Yep. Martin says, will the website be...
Dino in a yellow tie. You get the idea.
Yellow tie. And a red Forest top.
Martin says, will the website be suitable to send photos of the Forest match and videos of our own experiences home and away for you to feature in live watch-alongs and player ratings?
Absolutely.
100%.
The more we
we'll
can
be
involve you guys, the better.
Yeah. Yeah, as long as your pants are on like ants. And also we'll have a segment in the Discord as well. I'll let you know when the Discord is up and live. It's very close to being completed. And they will have sections and you guys can share your clean photos on there. But that's a cracking idea, Martin. I really do like it. Simon F says, Lingard needs to become our Messi. Then we won't worry about him walking about. Fair point. Ignore that was meant for chat, he said. Okay. Simon says, and I'll ask all of you this, if we lose the next 3 games, Cooper in still. And
Yeah. We can't go messing about trying to get a new manager in now who's got to get used to all the players, etc. Yeah. In my opinion, yes.
Simon?
Yeah, for me, Cooper. Yeah, Cooper all the way this season, I think.
As?
I'm sticking with him now, yeah. Yes, mate.
Dino?
Yeah, I'm sticking too after I saw Lampard today and how shambles that Everton side was.
It can
We're
always
getting
be worse.
excited about new managers. We'll stick with Coops.
It can always be worse, can't it?
Grass isn't always greener. Megaphone man, yourself.
Oh, of course, because these next 2 games, you can't really judge him on it. Not the side.
3.
No, I'm on about, I'm just thinking Man U and Chelsea. You can't really judge him on it because they're sides that have their squad way out exceed our squads. So can't really take too much of it. If we get a point from them or a win or anything out of them 2 games, it's a bonus. Should, which I don't think we will, we go down, Cooper's going to be the man to bring us back up. That's how you've got to look at it. Who else is better to bring us back up than the man who's done it? So for me, be with him regardless.
Well, that's a whole other debate.
It's just his connection. It's just his...
It's a manner of it as well. Listen, don't get me wrong.
Stop. Simon and then Ant.
Sorry, for me with Cooper, I think it's just, for me, it's his connection with the fans. You know, I don't want to lose that. As I said, I've been to a lot of the games. There's a massive, there's a real connection between the fans and Cooper. If we get rid of him and bring a new manager in, that's all going to be lost. There are things he can work on tactically, of course, but I think he's done a pretty decent job. Some of the decisions are questionable, of course, but we're in a decent position. He's had a really, really tough job, integrating 23 players into the squad in a completely new league that, most of these players have not played in and he hasn't had any experience in. So, and he's rated quite highly, around the circuit in terms of pundits and stuff. So, yeah. For me, stick with Cooper. I keep repeating this, but the connection is really, really strong. I've not seen this type of connection, for quite a while at Forest. Yeah, so just keep it going, really.
And you wanted to pitch in?
Yeah, no, I absolutely endorse everything Simon's just said. And we stick with him. But the notion that, like, if we go down, we're not going down. We are not going down. So the notion of he's the right man to bring us up, to me, is irrelevant because we're not going down.
I think we've got quality and depth.
And I was just going to put a point in. It does depend on the manner of everything. You're talking about if we lose the next 3 games, no. But if we lose the next 13 games, then yeah, You know, so it depends.
Who would you
You
replace
don't
him
think
with?
that's going to happen. Not saying that's going to
Well,
happen.
who
But,
would you replace him with? That's the point. There isn't anyone.
well,
He's talking
There's no
hypothetically.
one out there.
what I wouldn't do is allow us to be go down without a whimper. I wouldn't allow that, and I don't think Marinakis would allow that. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying, you know, we're just putting that little proviso in.
The thing is, though, but the thing is, though, look at Southampton. Who they brought in? Nathan Jones, and their fans hate him already.
Mate, you hate Nathan Jones, mate.
Even when Emery came into Villa, before a couple of us looked at him and thought, oh, well, if we'd lost Cooper, we wanted him in. At the time, a few of us said yes. I wouldn't now. Looking at him now,
Cooper,
I don't think
Cooper knows the club.
He knows the club. He's got such a connection with the legends, with the Bertels. All that they all gone about how good he is. So I trust them.
Yeah,
Dino, you wanted to say something?
Go on. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Move on.
It's gone. Yeah, I think. Look, the bottom line is, I think it's a moot point whether you're Cooper in or not. If the time for change was going to be somewhere between the Leicester game and the Villa game, if it didn't happen there, you're going to disrupt the club more than you're not currently. We'll see, but that's where it is.
Wolverine. It was squad depth. I think we've got good squad depth as well.
And we're only going to strengthen, aren't we, in January? We're going to strengthen.
Well, we will be keeping everyone posted on that. All right, guys, that will be it for tonight's show. I want to thank all the new guys on the panel as well. Get ready for all the content start from tomorrow. The watch along, of course, we will have that for you live with the goals. You're going to enjoy it. Thank you all for watching and welcome. And I hope you've enjoyed your first experience of FFTV. We will catch you tomorrow. Subscribe if you're new here. Hit the like button. And we'll catch you tomorrow. Come on, you Reds. 3-0 to Forest tomorrow. Let's go.